Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the class number 2, session number 2. Yes, from last class we are discussing about geometry. We are deeply studying about geometry, and I've said you many things, and we have discussed actually what geometry stands for. Geo means it is earth. Earth consists of many type of figures, correct? Metry means measurement. So it's all about measuring different figures is called as geometry. Just for your understanding purpose, you just remember like this. Measuring of different figures is called as geometry. Okay? Fine. So last class I said different types of lines. That means first of all, line means it is never ending. Correct? A portion of line is called as line segment, and ray means it has only one end or one vertex, you can say. Okay, in today's class we are going to discuss about angle. Okay, what do you mean by angle? Have you ever seen? Okay, fine, I'll give you some examples to understand the angle. Okay, see your hand, correct? If you do like this, see, these are the fingers directing in a different ways. The direction of these two fingers is completely different, right? The gap between these two fingers is called as angle. You can find in many ways. If you look at the corner, correct, again there are two walls came at a point, so again at that point we can find some angle. Getting my point? If you look at the window, correct, window, that window corner will indicate you an angle, correct? If you look at the mobile phone, always we're busy with the mobile phone, right? For online classes, for your games, for some movies, for some stuff. So again, if you look at that mobile, the edge of the mobile, if this is the mobile, the edge of the mobile will indicate you some angle. So you can find the angle in all the ways, everywhere. Yes, angle is there. So now, then what is that angle? How do we define that? Let us see. So today's topic is angle. So if you want to define an angle in a simple way, a space, a space formed by two rays. Okay, fine. Now it might be difficult for you to understand it, but let me make this topic easier for you. Say this is a common vertex. O, I am going to call it as a O, and this is one ray A. So this is OA, and this is another ray B. If you observe the rays OA and OB together forming one space. This space, you can observe this space. So overall space. Can you see this place? So this is common space, or normally a space between two rays, or space formed by two rays is called as an angle. Correct? Okay. Even you can write like this. Say this is O P, this is Q. Now this entire part, this part is called as an angle. I'm just coloring to indicate, that's it. Now you may ask, sir, till how much this space is going to cover? No, so don't think in that way. This ray mark indicates this line is ending up here. Correct? The line or the ray got started from one vertex and it is ended up somewhere here. Similarly, OP. So now the entire space, this whole space formed by these two rays is called as an angle. Just remember this, very, very simple. If you want, even you can think in this way. Say this is O X O Y. One more thing. This common vertex should not be named O only. Even you can name it anything. For example, I am naming it Z. It is not necessary that you should name only O. It depends on you. You can name anything, but you must understand angle means it is always a space between two rays or space formed by two rays. This is what an angle. Okay, everything is fine. Now we got the definition of angle or the meaning of angle. Then how do we name that? Or what is the indication for an angle? Indication for an angle. Okay, symbol. Always remember this symbol, correct? Does it look like this? So this symbol is called as, or it can be read as angle. How do we read it? We read it as angle. This is the symbol or this is the indication. Correct. So everywhere we are not going to write angle. Instead, we write this. For example, okay, before that, what is OB here? OA and OB are the rays, right? That you know, that's the reason I didn't write it. Okay, anyways, now naming, how it would be? For this, I can write angle AOB. Angle AOB. Always this middle word indicates the angle, middle word. Don't write it as OAB because A from A to B there is no connection only. If there is no connection, then angle won't exist. Angle exists only between two lines which share a common point, correct? These two lines have a common point. So if you want to read this angle O, then you must read it as angle AOB. So angle AOB in the sense it is a meaning from that you started from you started from A, you came to O is a common vertex, then you reached B. So this total journey can be read as angle AOB, or you can either read in this way, angle BOA. Angle BOA. See, this is how we are going to indicate this. Sometimes, okay, what about this? How do you write it? Angle, even if you write the symbol in a very small quantity, then that's also fine. That is angle POQ, or it can also be read as angle QOP. See, this is a little bit far. Don't put this much far. It should be, yes, like this. See, if you write in this way, this is also correct. If you write in this way, this is also correct. Or few people will write this in like angle POQ. When this is also correct. In higher sections, we use, for this I am going to show, angle AOB. This is also indication, this is also indication, this is also indication, this is also indication. Now you may get confusion, sir. You're telling four indications, how do we remember? So this is just for knowledge purpose. Okay. So but you just follow either this one or that one. Okay, both are one and the same. No issues. Okay, better you follow this one. I won't give you a choice. Now this one for diagram 3. This is angle y z x or angle x z y. See how I am reading it? X, Z, Y or Y, Z, X. This is how I am going to read it. So read it and practice. Read it and practice. How do we read it? So means angle AOB. This is how we are going to read it. How do we read it? Angle AOB. Okay, this can be read as angle AOB. Now, this again angle BOA. Getting my point? We are writing in this way, but you are going to read like this. It must be pronounced as angle. Okay, guys? Same. So you can name these figures. This is figure 1. This is figure 2. This is figure 3. Correct? See, I'm telling you, before you note it down, remember you are not going to draw any diagram free-handedly. You must use your scale to draw these diagrams. Now I haven't used it. I'm going to use it in the next topic, that is types of angles. I'm going to use it and I'm going to show you how to use it. But if you're drawing these two lines, use always scale. Don't draw free-handedly because your diagram won't be neat. I can draw free-handedly because I have an experience. I did a lot of practice on this. So until you became perfect, always use scale for drawing lines, especially in geometry. Don't use freehand. Okay, guys? Okay, so this is all about angle, how do we measure it, and all things. I'm repeating one more time. This point is called as vertex. OA and OB are rays. I have not written because you guys are already aware of it. Correct? Ray, vertex. Okay, if you want, you can just write. I don't have a space. I'm writing here. So you might be you can't able to see it, but I'll write and I just go away so that you guys can see it. O is vertex. O is vertex. OA and OA and OB are rays. Okay, now you guys can see that. Here if you want, here also you guys can write. Here O is vertex. You can write common vertex. More significant word. O is common vertex. So OP and OQ are rays. OP and OQ are rays. I said to write. What is the ray symbol? If you put like this is ray. Correct? If you write OP and OQ, then no need of writing rays because symbol itself says. In mathematics, symbol speaks a lot. Here, Z is common vertex and here is not O, ZX is ray and ZY is also ray. Remember, If I write zx or xz, both are one and the same, don't get confusion. Okay, fine. Okay, this is all about angle. I think I have given enough information, so my request is write it neatly, use scale and pencil, put a diagram very neatly because you have enough time to draw them. Don't rub many times. And most importantly, I think I have forgotten to inform in the last class, you must use 200-page drawing notebook. 200-page unruled notebook, you can say unruled notebook. Getting my point? If you got from the school, that's good and enough. If you haven't, then please go and get it in the shop. If it is 100-page also, no issues, but I want you to write in unruled notebook, that is a blank paper notebook. You guys, I think you guys are aware of that. Okay people, just pause the video to note it down. Okay guys, now we are going to move towards a very interesting topic of this chapter, measuring an angle. See, it's very interesting, measuring an angle. Measuring an angle. Measuring an angle. Okay, angle might be capital letters. Okay, anyways, but our intention is to learn the topic. Okay, measuring an angle. Just recall the definition I said about geometry. What I said? Measuring different shapes, figures, correct? Now we arrived at measuring an angle. So till now we learned what actually angle means, meaning or definition of angle. We just try to understand maximum things about the angle. Now we are going to measure it. See, I think you guys can see my hand, what I am carrying, what I am holding. It's called as what? Don't you remember? It's called as called as. I can't hear your voice, man. Be louder. Protractor. Okay. For measuring any shape, so it may be okay. I'll discuss that later. For measuring or before measuring, we must know what exactly what are the parts of this protractor. See, if you observe, I'm just placing in front of camera. Can you? Yeah. This outer line, can you observe this outer line? This is outer line, correct? From here 0, 10, 20, 90. So this all outer angles are indicating or they are on outer line. And if you indicate inner line, it is from right to left, inner line. See here, 0, 10, 20, 30. If you observe a protractor, you'll find the same thing. Say, if I'm just drawing a rough diagram, see, okay, this is how angle a protractor is. If you want, you can just put one more line for this. This is a rough diagram, people. Okay? So here, inner means this space. Say this is 10, 20, so I'm just 90, 130, so 180. So we started from 0 here. And this is inner thing, right? This is inner line. And here we got outer. Even you can find the that sharp needle like lines. Okay, I'll indicate here. See, one, two, three, four, five. So in between two big line segments, there are some four tiny or small lines. They indicates each line indicates one angle. That means from here outer edge 0, so it goes on 10, 20, 90. So here it is 180. So always remember, we are going to measure from right to left. How do we measure? We measure from right to left, from right to left. Now you may ask, sir, why can't we measure from left to right? See, I said we are going to measure from right to left. In this way, we are going to measure from right to left. Okay, fine. So this is all about a small introduction about a protractor. All about the introduction of protractor. Now I'm going to tell you how do we measure a given angle. Can you find this needle like structure? Can you? Yes, this needle like structure is called as center mark. This is center mark, and this entire line is called as baseline. Just remember, this is a central mark, sorry, center mark. So here we'll be having a place like this. In every protractor will have this, or in some protractor, instead of this, they give a plus line. So this point indicates center. What is this? Center mark. Okay. Okay, people, just remember center mark, and this is called as baseline. And we always measure from right to left. Getting my point? I'm just trying to tell you everything about the protractor. I hope you guys are getting my point. Okay, if you want, you can just go pause the video and go through entire thing. Because see, in geometry, we will get a lot of things to explore. As a teacher, I get a lot of things to explore, and as a student, you will get an opportunity to learn a lot of things. In arithmetic and algebra, that is not the case. There we will be having some conditions, some formula, some property. So based on that, we are going to deal. But here, nothing like that. It's purely a logic. If you want to improve your logic, learn geometry. I never said you to learn mathematics or any subject just for the number purpose. See, getting out of it is not a big deal. Understanding topic is really important. That helps you. That makes you genius. That makes you really good person. So try to understand the person. Sorry, try to understand the topic or subject. Automatically, marks will follow you. Don't run behind the marks. Marks are not everything. Knowledge is everything. So always keep one thought. Knowledge must be your weapon, not marks. My teacher used to say this to me. He always used to say, "My knowledge is my weapon." So that's the reason he lived a glorious life. Okay. Anyways, so try to understand everything deeply, strongly. I want to be you very strong from the basics. If you are really good at the basics, then trust me, mathematics is like drinking a water. That much simple. Okay, now I'm going to rub it out because I need to draw the types of angles. So measuring angle, what we have seen, inner line. Okay, have I written outer line? No. So let me write that also. So this is called as outer line, and we measure always from right to left. Why? I will tell that in types of angles. Okay, anything I left? I guess nothing. If I left out something, we'll discuss that in types of angles. Okay, guys. This just quickly pause the video and note it down, and I'm going to start types of angles. That's very interesting. I think you have done a project on this, right? The very first project that was about what? Types of angles. So there you have what have done. So there you have drawn different angles. ಏನಾದರೂ ನೆನಪಾಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? ನೆನಪಾಗತೈತೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ನಿಮಗೆ? कुछ याद आ रहा है? नहीं ना? Okay. So let me remind you the things that are really important. Okay? Fine. Types of angles. Okay. Types of angles. Okay guys, so I have written types of angles, but before learning types of angles, we should exactly see how we are going to measure a given angle, right? So measuring of an angle, there we have seen like what is a requirement, what is a protractor. But now actually we see what we must do to measure a given angle. So I'm just rubbing it out. Sorry for the inconvenience. Okay. Actually, the topic is how to measure given angle. Okay, how to measure a given angle? Is there any particular procedure that we are going to follow? Let us see. I'm going to draw two lines. See, this is our scale. Once you reach out the school, I'm going to show you, correct? This is how we are going to hold it. Because we can't hold like this. But your skills are really good and you can hold them like this however you want. But for us, it should be like this. Okay. Here on the top, can you see? These are the centimeters. And if you just reverse it, you will find these are inches. Okay. I'm going to draw two lines. Okay. Say this is a line. This point is A, this point is B, and this point or this end is C. I want to measure this angle. Now the question is, how do we measure given angle? For measuring a given angle, very simple procedure. Be concentrate on this mark. So just put it on the common vertex. It should be visible, guys. Exact. See, This mark is exactly facing this common vertex and line, just match it. So this is here, count from here, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. He is here, but the line is in between 50 and 40. So start counting that tiny lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is here. So this is 40 plus 5, 45. Don't write it as 135. Correct? This is 45. This angle is how much? 45. Now, as I do, we are always measuring this from right to left. We are not writing it, correct? We are not writing it as 135. No, this is wrong. Don't write like this. Okay, guys, I said you right. We always measure from right to left. Now, see, this portion, see, this is a kind of hobby or this is a kind of rule, you can say. What is the rule? Rule is like that, if this is the angle, you always look from right to left. Right to left in the sense, see, clockwise means in this direction it is a clockwise, correct? How the clock runs? In this way, clock runs. Anti-clockwise, opposite of clock direction. Okay, now see, this becomes from right to left is always anti-clockwise because see, it goes and it comes like this. So this becomes anti-clockwise. Okay, whatever. So just remember, because we are still studying in a fifth standard, it might be really difficult to understand the rules and regulations of International Mathematics Board. That's all different things. But you just remember, we are always measuring it from right to left. In some special cases, we won't follow this. Which are those cases? We'll study them in 10th or PUC. So now no need to worry about that. Just remember, we measure always from left to right. So if a line is given like this, then you measure from here, from right side bottom, 0, 10, 20, 30 like this. Okay, we'll take one more example for better understanding. Okay, so quickly we'll write one more. See, now this is the angle supposed to be measured and I take this as O P Q. How do we measure it? I'm just taking this protractor, placing this needle exactly on the common vertex, okay, but keeping an eye on this line. It must be exactly on this baseline, must be on this OP. So now counting from right side downwards, 0, 10, 20, or you can just see here, it is 70 plus. See, maybe it is not visible in camera. Okay, this is like 71 degree, or you can just take it as 70 degree. So how do we write it? We are writing angle BAC equals to 45 degree. Here angle POQ equals to 70 degree. Okay guys, so this is up for the class and today's homework is draw and measure 10 angles. See, even you can draw a line like this and you can measure this. So there are many things you can do, okay? It's all about your wish, but you need to draw and measure 10 angles like this. These two are example, leave them, I mean write, but in your homework you need to draw 10 separately. Okay people, so this is all about measuring of angle or how to measure angle. So next class we see the further topics. So till then, be safe, take care.